Hey there, everybody. I made a mistake. I misread a card on the last play of the game, the last out of the game, and thankfully it was brought to my attention. And since this is the finals and not just a one-off game, I felt like it would not be right to have it end that way. What happened, in case you missed the original video from yesterday, is Kareem Garcia was pinch hitting for Raul Mondesi against Clem Labine. Garcia is a lefty. The roll was a 5-9. I inadvertently read from the 6-9 result of a ground ball to first. The actual 5-9 result on column 5 was a double. So I've gone to my score sheet and put in a double for Kareem Garcia. So the game continues. It is still 2-1, top of the ninth, 2 outs. Kareem Garcia is now the runner at second base. He's only 11, but they really don't have anybody else left on the bench that is a good runner, so they're going to have to live with it. The other question is, do you now, I guess you're not going to pinch hit for Nick Johnson, so Nick Johnson is now your hitter, or your batter, I guess you could say, against Clem Labine. Runner at second now, right here, runner at second, Kareem Garcia. 2 outs because there was a double play just preceding that. Top of the ninth, 2-1 Brooklyn. And last chance again for Nick Johnson and the 2003 Yankees to try to get something off of Brooklyn so that we have an official ending and not a tainted one. So here we go. Nick Johnson going to have the at-bat here against Clem Labine. Run on second will be held. He's a C stealer, so he will be held, I think. Let me double check and see if he's a C stealer or an E stealer. I don't remember. I have to go look. What is he? Well, right now it may not matter. All right, 1-2 is the result for Nick Johnson against the righty, and that's going to be a fly to left. So that's the official ending of the ball game, as Nick Johnson flew to left. But I am going to update it. Their hits are now 1-7-0. It was 1-6-0. It is now 1-7-0. That Nick Johnson out that just happened there just ended the game officially. So now we can officially crown the Brooklyn Dodgers of 1955 as the May Madness tournament champions. So let me appreciate it to being pointed out my mistake. Sometimes I do misread the columns. My eyesight's not what it used to, particularly when I'm behind a camera. I'm further away from the cards than I normally am when I'm just playing on my own. So, 6-9 can very easily become a 5-9 when I'm reading them. I actually read the number correctly. I said 5-9, but I went to the 6-9 column for who knows what reason. Don't know why. All right, so now that that's out of the way, and of course I didn't want to do the video just for that one, in case there was just a 1-out thing. So I'm going to take a couple seconds here, clear everything out, and get ready for the actual next game. And inside pitch. So what I've done is I'm kind of gotten, with all this baseball negotiating things that are going on, how the players can't get together and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of soured me on 2019 or even, anything recent like that. I've got 2019 and all kinds of game engines, but just kind of soured on it. So I'm going back to an older school to do some games. So I need to get my inside pitch charts out here and get ready to go. And I'll present the new game, which is from opening day 1967. It is the Detroit Tigers visiting the California Angels. And I'll run through the starting lineups for those and actually get the dice out that I need for inside pitch. So for those who haven't seen it, this is not a tutorial. I may do a tutorial at some point, but I'm hoping that watching it kind of is almost its own tutorial, so to speak. But we shall see. And enough guys have done videos on here for inside pitch that I think the majority of the folks probably have seen it enough to know what's going on, or it's one of those intuitive games that you can probably pick up as we go along. So I've got to get my setup straight for inside pitch, and we'll get our lineups all together as well. All right, so it's Detroit against Anaheim. And these are PDFs that I bought for 1967, so the cards are not quite as nice and shiny as they are from inside games or inside sports games. So we're at Anaheim Stadium, 1967. One of the bad things about this matchup, I guess, is that the colors are very close together. So you have to be careful and make sure I'm reading the right team. As you can see, Detroit and California, their blue is almost identical. Detroit's slightly darker blue. So got to be careful on that. But let's go through the starting lineups very quickly. First for the visiting Tigers, and these are the as played lineups. And I went a little old school because sometimes, even though you can get stuff online, it's like reading a book. You can read a book on a Kindle, but sometimes I like to have the paper copy and whatnot. So I went back to my old American League Scorebook book from Luke Kramer, Pastime Press. He's kind of tied in, I believe, with Retro Sheet. And so basically, this is Retro Sheet before Retro Sheet. And so I've got all the box scores. And so I went to this box score right here, which was opening day, April 11th, 1967. And that's what we're going to be using to get the opening day lineups. All right, so Don Wirt's going to lead off at third. Dick Tracewski is at short. Norm Cash is at first. Al Kaline is at right. Jim Northrup is at center. Gates Brown is in left because the regular left fielder for the Tigers was injured. That being the popular, I guess you call him a popular. If I can find his card. Now I can't find his card. Willie Horton, that's who I'm thinking of. Never mind. I got it. Just drew a blank on his name. Willie Horton is injured in the beginning of the season, so Gates Brown takes over. Bill Freehand's catching. Dick McAuliffe is at second. And on the mound is going to be Denny McLain. In 1967, he was 17-16. This is before his 30-win season the following year. 3.79 ERA for Mr. McLain. All right, for the Angels, it'll be Paul Shaw to lead off at third. Jim Fregosi is at shortstop. Jimmy Hall is in right field. Rick Reichert is in left field. Hitting fifth will be Don Mincher at first base. Hitting sixth is Jose Cardinal at short. Bob Rogers, otherwise known as Buck Rogers, is going to catch and bat eighth. Bobby Knopp is the second baseman. I'm sorry, he's catching and batting seventh. Bobby Knopp's the second baseman, hitting eighth. And on the mound is George Brunette, and he was 11-19, 3.31 ERA, but he was the opening day starter for the Angels. So I'm hoping that with this dice tray and stuff, with the inside pitch, this is my first time trying inside pitch video with the dice tray, so I'm hoping that everything shows up on camera okay. I think it will. Just want to make sure I get the cards in there so you can see the whole card and the dice results as well. Again, for the dice results for inside pitch, it's one of those grid games. The red die is going to tell you which because you always start with the pitcher card. It tells you which column on the pitcher card to go to, and the white die is going to tell you which row to go to. So, and then if you don't get a result there, you go to the batter's card. And the D20 may be needed as well. All right, so we're underway here, opening day at Anaheim Stadium in California, 1967 style. And the ballpark is a -1 to strikeouts and -1 to walks. All right, Don Wirt facing off 2-5 against Brunet. Well, 2-5 checks in 2 and a 5 is a strikeout chance. The D10, or sorry, the D20 is a 10. Go to Wirt's card. His strikeout is only a 6. You subtract 1 from a stadium is a 5. So 10 is out of that range, so there will be no strikeout. So we conclude the at-bat on Wirt's card. And we get a 3-6, which is a ground ball to first. So Don Wirt grounds it to Mincher for 1 away. And that brings up Dick Tracewski. 67 is one of my favorite seasons. I have it on Strat, I have it on History Maker, and I have it here on Inside Pitch. I wish Payoff Pitch did a 67 season, but they don't. Let's see, 1-4 off Brunet. Another strikeout chance, or Brunette, not Brunet. 1-4, I'm sorry, 1-4 is over here. It's an error chance. So it's a possible error, depending on what happens on Tracewski's card. And that is a 5-6. 5-6 is a fly to right. But so now we need to check on the error on the right fielder, which is Jimmy Hall. His error rating is a 2. This is an 18, much larger than 2, so no error. He will make the catch. and it's simply a fly to right for out number 2. So 2 down, and that's going to send up Norm Cash, right? All right, we got a 6-6, and that's a possible error on a grounder. So if it's a ground ball, there could be an error. 3-6 to fly to center, so no ground ball, no error. And Tigers go 1, 2, 3 here in the top of the first. Go to the bottom of the first. Detroit nothing. California coming to bat, and here's Denny McLain. Denny McLain. In fact, I'll put him over here because the pitcher card is read first. So you want to kind of go left to right to make more sense, more logical, like you're reading a book. All right, so 3-3 for McLain is a possible hit by pitch. Now McLain has a -5 add-on to that. So we go to the hit by pitch of Shaw. He's a 2. This is a -5, so obviously Shaw can never be hit by McLain. So we ignore that and we'll go straight to Shaw's card to resolve the at-bat. It's a 1-2. 1-2 is a fly to center. So Shaw flies out to the center fielder Wirt, 1 away. I'm sorry, center fielder Northrop. Here's Jim Fregosi, former manager, 1-3. 1-3 for McLain's a strikeout. That's a 17. That's well above the 7. So there will be no strikeout. We go to Fregosi. Finish the at-bat, 5-5. He lines it to third. So he lines it right to Don Wirt. 2 down. And that brings up Jimmy Hall. 5-1 is a strikeout chance. That's a 5. He's a 9. -1 makes it an 8, but 5 still falls within the 8 category, so it is a strikeout to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for the Angels, and they are gone. After 1 complete, it is no score from Anaheim. Now George Brunette back out. We'll be facing Al Kaline. Kaline 6-5 against Brunette. I got him backwards again, don't I? Should be at Brunette first. 6-5 for Brunette is a ballpark chance. Anytime you see this @ sign, it is a ballpark chance. So we're going to bring in Anaheim Stadium to resolve the at-bat. 4-3. 4-3 is a star line. 4-3 is a ground ball to first. I was looking at 4-4. 4-3 is simply a ground ball to first, so K-line is out of there. 1 away, and that brings up Jim Northrop. And despite an earlier rant I had on Inside Pitch, this is still my favorite game. All right, 6-5 for Brunette is, again, back to the ballpark card. So we'll go back to Brunette. Finish the at-bat. 4-6. 4-6 on the ballpark card is the star line 4, which is a ground ball to short. So 2 down. 2 plays in a row off the ballpark card, kind of unusual. But we rolled the same 6-5 both times. And that's what caused it. Here's Gates Brown. 1-2 off of Brunette. Strikeout chance, but that's a 16, so that's well above the 8. So here to Gates Brown. 5-5. He will fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. And Denny McLain steps in on the mound against Rick Reichert. 6-4 for McLain. That is a double question mark. So when it's a double question mark, you come down here, he's facing a righty. And it's a star line if you get a 1 through 7. But that's a 13. It's out of range, so there is no star line. We'll go straight to Reichert to finish the at-bat. And Reichert 4-4 singles to right field. So first hit of the game, it belongs to Rick Reichert. And if you wanted to do strategy rolls, we could try that. Reichert's attempt is a 1. The hold rating on McLain is also a +1. That makes his attempt a 2. We're going to roll a D20 and see if we get anything near a 2. We do not. We get something way above that, so there is no steal attempt. We just move on to the at-bat as normal. And McLain will fire to Mincher. 4-1. 4-1. This is a split chance. Blank against a righty, a K+ against a lefty. He is a lefty, so it is a K+, which means you take his K rating and add 10. So against right-handers, it's an 8, but you add 10, makes it an 18. -1 from the stadium, it's a 17, but 7 falls well within that. So Don Mincher will strike out as Denny McLain fires it in there, 1 away. And here's Jose Cardinal, center fielder. And we get a 5-1. McLain, a strikeout chance again. He's a 10, -1 is a 9. That's a 15. It's out of range, so no strikeout. Go to Cardinal, finish the at-bat, 6-2. It's question mark 7, so we come up here against right-handers. He is facing a right-handed pitcher. And the D20, we're going to check it against these numbers here. The D20 is a 3. That means he singles against a right-hander. He's going to single to left field, because that's a question mark 7. So he singles to left, and since that went to left field, Reichert is unable to get to third. He will have to stop at second base. And the way I'm figuring that, in case you're unfamiliar, go over here to the base running advancement chart in S7. And S7 is to go from first to third, you lose 2. So it's a -2 to the BR rating. The BR rating of Reichert was a 3, so that drops him down to a 1. And let's see, the left fielder is Brown is a +1. So it's 2. Actually, I was premature. Actually, he can make it there if we choose. If it's a 2 or less, he makes it to third. If it's a 6, it could possibly be out. It is a 5, so he has to hold. So there we go, no problems there. Had that red die been a 6, then we'd be checking for potentially getting an out and then checking those secondary runners. Right now, first and second, and that brings up Bob Rogers. 6-5, McLean. Rogers is a switch hitter batting left, so it won't be a strikeout, it'll be a blank. Since it's blank, we go to Bob Rogers. Finish the at-bat. 4-2, fly to center, and there's 2 down. So 2 down for Bobby Knopp against McLean. That's a 4-2. 4-2 is a home run chance, a straight out home run chance. We're not even looking down here. We're going straight to the batter's card and checking his home run rating. So he's got a straight home run. Knopp against a right-hander has a home run rating of 8. The ballpark doesn't change that, but the D20 is a 14, which is above the 8, so no home run. So we finished it back on Knopp, and it's a 1-5, and it's a ground ball to second. Would check for a double play chance, but there's already, that was the third out, so there's no reason to do that. And the inning is over. So 2 complete in the books, and it is no score. So Bill Freehand will lead things off, facing Brunette. And we get a 2-4. 2-4 on Brunette. Strikeout chance, that's a 14, way above the 8, so no strikeout. Finished it back with Freehand, 5-3. Starline 5, which over on Brunette's card is a fly to left. So 1 away. Brings up Dickie McAuliffe, lefty on lefty. 3-6. And on a 3-6 is a split chance for Brunette, a Starline against a righty, which means an automatic out. Against lefty, it's blank, so we skip his card and go to McAuliffe's card to finish the at-bat. We get a 4-2. 4-2 is a single to center field, so Dick McAuliffe, a 1-out single. Now his attempt is a 1, but his hold's a -1. That's a 0, so no strategy roll needed. Won't even worry about that. We're going now to Denny McLean, and this would normally be a bunt situation, so we're going to try the bunt. And we go to the bunt chart. Denny McLean's bunt rating is a 2. So we go over here to a 2, and we roll 20 plus 1d6 to see who fields it, and follow what it says in the chart. So we're going to roll a d20 plus 1d6. d20 is a 10, and on a 2, a 10 is a good bunt. Successful sacrifice. The red die being a 4 means it went to the first baseman. So it's a sacrifice hit to Mincher, and he'll just tag out McLean himself unassisted, and McAuliffe will go to second base. So McAuliffe's in scoring position with 2 outs for Don Wirt. Brunette 2-5, strikeout chance again, but again 18 is too high on the D20. 5-6, that is a liner to third, and that's going to end the inning as Wirt lines it to the third baseman Shaw to end the inning. So no score so far, and that's typical for 67, 68, that time frame. Didn't get the offensive boom until 69, 70, that area. So now you have George Brunette, the pitcher, leading things off against Denny McLean. We have a 5-5. 5-5 is a home run question mark. Brunette is a right-handed batter. 1 to 15, he would pass the home run check, but that's a 17, so no home run check. Plus, Brunette's not going to hit any home runs anyway. So we go to Brunette to finish the at-bat. 1-3, and he's going to strike out. So Brunette out on strikes. 1 down to Paul Shaw. 5-2 strikeout chance. That's a 1, so he's going to strike out. Shaw is out of there. 2 down. And that brings up Denny McLain. 6-5 for McLain is against a right-hander, it's a strikeout chance, but that's a 20, too high, way above the 7. So go to Fregosi, 6-6, and that's a single pass short for Fregosi, a 2-out single for Jim Fregosi. He's an attempt of 2. +1 for McLain makes the attempt a 3. And we get an 8, so nothing's going to happen there. So we go to Jimmy Hall, right fielder. 4-5 against McLain is a strikeout chance, but 15's too much. Finish the at bat with Hall. 1-6 is a ground ball to first. That's the 3rd out of the inning, so no checking for a double play. So 3 innings are in the books, and we got no score here in Anaheim. All right, so Dick Tracewski will lead things off for the Tigers. 3-5 against Brunette. 3-5 is a range play, so our first range play of the day. So Tracewski, a 5-6. Fly to right field. Well, it could be an out, might not be an out, might drop in for a hit. The right fielder for California is Jimmy Hall. He's a range of 2, so he's got to pass a range check or else it's going to drop for a hit. If it's a 2 or less, he makes the catch. It's a 1, so Jimmy Hall does make the catch. 1 away. That brings up Norm Cash. 6-3, and against a left-hander, that's a strikeout plus, so we add 10 to his number, which goes from 12 to 22 now, and so that 18 falls less than 22. So it will be a strikeout for Norm Cash. So 2 down, and that's going to bring up Al Kaline. 5-3, strikeout chance. 13's too high. Finish the at bat on Kaline. 2-2, it's going to pop it up to the pitcher. That's kind of an unusual play, but that's the way it's rated. So we go to the bottom of the 4th, still no score here in Anaheim as Brunette and McLain are dealing. It's Rick Reichart, the cleanup hitter, leads it off against McLain. 5-3. 5-3 is a strikeout chance. That W is a walk when he's tired. He's not tired, so the strikeout is what he's still looking for. But a 17 is too much, so he's not going to strike out Reichart. Finish the at bat on Reichert's card. 6-2. He grounds to 3rd. And there's 1 away. That brings up Don Mincher. We get a 5-5 off McLain. That's a home run question mark. Mincher is a lefty, so against a lefty, a 1 to 18, he passes the home run check. That's a 6, so it passes the home run check. Now we're going to go to Mincher if he's an 18. So if we roll an 18 on the next D20 roll, then Don Mincher has gone deep. The only way to avoid that is a 19 or a 20. It's 12. It's gone. Don Mincher cracks a home run. And the Angels take a 1-0 lead. Mincher had 25 home runs on the season. And the Angels, I saw Cardinal and thought Cardinals for some reason. The Angels take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th with 1 out. McLain to Cardinal. 2-3 is a blank, so whenever you go to get a blank, you just go straight to the batter card. Reconcile the at-bat. 1-4, lines it to first. Norm Cash grabs it. 2 down, and that brings up Buck Rogers. McLain, 2-2, also blank, so we go to Rogers. 5-4, and that's a fly to right to end the inning. But the Angels get on the board thanks to the home run from Mincher. And at the end of 4 complete, we are looking at California 1 and Detroit nothing. So top of the 5th, Jim Northrup steps in. We get a 3-4. 3-4. 3-4. Where are you, 3-4? 3-4 is a blank on Burnett. 6-3 is a single to center field for Northrup. So Jim Northrup, a base hit. Let's see, he's attempt of 1, but again a -1. That cancels him out. No strategy roll. Gates Brown, 4-6. 4-6 is a strikeout chance, but 19, way too high for that. Go to Brown, 2-6. Starline 6, that's a fly to right, and that's out number 1. Brings up the catcher, Bill Freehand. 5-6, and that's a home run chance right there. Straight out home run chance. You don't have to check it. It's a straight home run chance. His home runs against lefties are up to a 16, but that's a 19. So Brunette escapes that. No home run by freehand. Instead of 5-6, he's going to ground it to short, and that could be a double play. The runner at first. So the double play rating of freehand is a 2. Brunette doesn't offer anything. The pivot on a ground ball to short is the second baseman, Canop, and he doesn't offer anything either. So it has to be a 1 or a 2 to be a double play. It's a 2, so it is a double play. 6-4-3 to end the inning. So it went from a home run possibility to a double play just like that. And the Tigers are gone here in the 5th. Bottom of the 5th we go, and it's still 1-0. And Bobby Canop made that nice turn on the double play. Will lead things off against McLean. 1-4 against McLean to strikeout chance. 17 though is too much. So we go to Canop, 4-1, and he singles past third base. So Canop the single, and automatically that's going to induce a bunt from Brunet. That's the obvious strategy there. So 1D20 and 1D6. Brunet is a 3 bunt rating, not quite as good as the 2. So, actually better than the 2, I should say, for McLean. So 1-12 would be a good bunt. Anything else is questionable. It is a 15. So a 15 says lead runner is out. Batter safe at first. So the bunt went to 6, which is a catcher. So in this case, the catcher, Bill Freehand, pounced out there, threw to the shortstop, Trzaskowski, to get the force. Brunet reaches on the fielder's choice. So a failed sacrifice. And now with 1 out and 1 on, here's Paul Shaw. 1-1, and that is against a right-hander. That is a star line, which is an automatic out. So to get the automatic out, just roll one more die. It's a 6, so that's a fly to right on the star line chart. So that's 2 down. 2 outs and the base is clear. I'm sorry, 2 outs and a runner at first. The pitcher, here's Fregosi, 3-4. That is a walk plus. His walk is a 11. You add 10 to that, makes it a 21. 7's way above that, so it will be a walk. That'll put runners at first and second with 2 outs for Jimmy Hall. McLean trying to bear down, 4-4. That's a possible error. So roll on Hall, see what we get. We get a 6-3, which is a star line 1, which is a fly to center. And there's a 3 on the D20. If his error rating's above a 3, it's an error. So center fielder Northrup is a 4 error rating. That 3 is an error, so it will be an error on Northrup. And let's see here, an error on a center fielder is a drop ball for a 2-base advancement. So since it's a drop ball and a 2-base advancement, the run will score. It's unearned as Brunette scores. No RBI given on the E8, 2-base error. And Fregosi goes to third base. So 2-0 Angels as Northrup just butchered that one. McLean not too happy. Here is Rick Reichert. 6-4. 6-4 is a double question mark. Go over here. If it's 1-7, we got a star line. It's 19, so no out. Reichert finishes the at-bat. 3-1's a ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning. But the error produced a run. And at the end of 5, it is 2-0 California Angels over the Detroit Tigers. George Brunette back out. And pitchers back then used to go a long time. So we don't need the bullpens for these guys unless they really start struggling. Here's Dick McCullough. 4-3 against Brunette is a potential walk. And it will be a walk. 4 is much less than the 16. So it is a walk. And technically it's less than the 15 because you got -1 from the stadium, but that's not even close to being important. It was well within the walk ratio. So McAuliffe is aboard of the walk. That means McLean's going to bunt again. So McLean back to bunt. It's an 18. He's a 2-bunter. An 18 is a double play grounder. Let's see here. If you're a 2-bunter and you roll an 18, bunt it too hard, proceed as you would a ground ball double play. So it's possible double play. It's not automatic. McLean's double play rating is a 2. And let's see, nothing added from Brunette. The red die is a 3, which belongs to the first baseman, which means the shortstop is the pivot for Gosi. He's a -1. So that means a double play can only occur when there's a 1. So this has to be a 1 for a double play. And it is. Go figure. So it is a double play. It's going to go 3-6-3. Sorry, my bad. Losing my voice here for some reason. 2 down. Base is clear for Don Wirt. 1-2. 1-2 for Brunette is a strikeout. Yes, it is. You have to catch the... We finished up the other game. It was only a very short time to finish up that game, and I didn't want to do a video just that only lasted like 2 minutes. So I figured why not bring out an inside pitch game just to be different. And I'm choosing the 1967 PDFs that I've gotten and printed out. They're not quite as good as the inside pitch cards you get from Inside Pitch. They're nowhere near as good quality, but the price was right. So, and in 67, I'm only worried about the AL. I don't really care about the NL. So that's what we got going on right now. All right, so 1-2 for Brunette is a strikeout chance. 14 is well above that Wirt's strikeout, so we finished the at-bat with Wirt. 3-3, it's a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing for the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Angels. And McLean back out. We're facing Mincher, who homered his last time up. 5-2 is a strikeout chance, but 18 is well above the 8. So we move on to Mincher. 4-3, and that's a single pass short. So Mincher's 2 for 3. He's got an H rating, so he is not even going to attempt to steal. He's going to stay there. Here's Cardinal. 1-3 is a strikeout chance, and with that being a 1, that's definitely less than all of this, so it will be a strikeout. Mincher gone. Here's Buck Rogers. 3-1 is a range play at Anaheim Stadium. So we bring in Anaheim Stadium, and we do a range play. We get a 5-5. That's a single pass second, but the second baseman, McAuliffe, can nullify that with the range check. McAuliffe is a 3, so we're going to roll and see if he can pass the range check. 3 or less, he does. It's a 4, so it gets past him. So failed range check. So the single will stand. S4. Buck Rogers gets it past McAuliffe. Base running advancement to go from first to third on an S4. You have to have a BR rating of 3 to 6. Mincher's BR rating is a 3, so he will go to third without a throw. So runners are at the corners with 1 out for Bobby Knopp. McLean in trouble. 3-5 for McLean. Strikeout chance. 11 will be under the 14, which is actually under the 13 because of the -1. Still under 13, so it will be a strikeout. And there's 2 down. It's the pitcher Brunette, so he's actually got to hit this time. He can't bunt. So he's got to see what he can do. McLean, 5-4. Walk chance, but 14 is way above the 2 and really the 1 because of the stadium. So we go to Brunette's card. We get a 4-2, and he lines it right to the pitcher, McLean, to end the inning. So 6 innings in the books, and we got a pitcher's duel, George Brunette and Denny McLean. It's 2-0 Angels. Brunette back out. We'll be facing Dick Tracewski, shortstop. 4-6 for Brunette is a strikeout chance, but 18 is way too much. 3-4 is a fly to left. Fly to left. Tracewski is out of there. Here's Norm Cash. 3-3 for Brunette is a hit by pitch. Again, he has a -4 modifier. His hit by pitch is a 5. -4 means this has to be a 1. It's not a 1, so Cash not hit by the pitch. We finish off on Cash's card, 4-3. Starline 6, which is a fly to right. So 2 down. So Brunette rolling along here, bucking for the shutout. Here's Al Kaline. 5-6, although that might end right here. That's a home run, straight home run chance. Kaline's home run against lefties is a 20, so obviously that's gone. As soon as I mention a shutout, Al Kaline puts that to rest with a blast and cuts the lead to 2-1. So Tigers right back in the game. Here's Brunette, 5-2. Says wild pitch, but nobody's on base, so it's just a foul ball. Go back to Brunette's card, 4-4. It's a potential walk. That's a 9. His walk total against lefties is a 9, but there's -1 from the stadium, drops him to an 8. So 9 is above that, no walk. Northrop, 3-2. 3-2 was a single pass first, so didn't walk, but he singled. So a single for Northrop. His attempt is a 1, but Brunette's a -1, so no strategy roll. It's a 0, so we're not doing anything there. Here's Gates Brown. Again, he was, in the first couple games, he took over for the injured left fielder. 5-5 for Brunette is the ballpark card. That @ sign means we go to the ballpark card and figure out what's going to happen at Anaheim Stadium. 5-2 is a fly to left. That's going to end the inning. But the 1 run for the Tigers on the home run by Al Kaline, and all of a sudden, 7th inning stretch time, it is a 2-1 game. Favor of the Angels. McLean back out. Will be facing. Now let's see how many batters he has faced so far. He has only faced 18 batters. No, I'm sorry, he's faced 20. Is that right? 27 batters. So he's around the limit. So his fatigue is going to be setting to come in very shortly because he's past his 26 batters. So anything in the parentheses, which would be this result right here, the S1, will take effect and turn that into a hit. The double question mark is not a fatigue thing, it just relates to down here. So we're going to let him pitch because the only item that could hurt him is a 2-5. Anything else, he can still go off his regular card. 4-4. 4-4 is a possible error. We go to Shaw's card and see whose error check is on. 3-2. It's a liner to second. The error check is on McCullough. His error rating is a 10, but 13's above a 10, so no error. He will make the catch on the line out, 1 away. Brings up Fregosi. 2-1 is a strikeout chance. 7 is his strikeout number, but you lose 1 from the stadium, makes it a 6. 7 being above the 6, no strikeout. 1-1 is a ground ball to short. That's out number 2. So 2-1, still hanging in there. Here's Jimmy Hall. 1-3 is strikeout chance again, but 14's way too much, so go to Hall's card. 4-3, and that's a ground ball to second. Inning's over. So we go to the 8th. It is still 2-1 in favor of the Angels. Now McLean is scheduled to come up to bat third, so he will be pinch hit for sure. Plus he's reached his fatigue level, so they need to get another batter in the game. Mickey Stanley will pick up a bat and hit for the Tigers. So Mickey Stanley will be the pinch hitter. It's going to be Freehand, McCullough, and Stanley against Brunette. Brunette can face 27 batters. So far he has faced 24. So he's still good to go on that. But we will have Mickey Stanley pinch hitting for McLean. McLean went 7 innings. And we'll do his pitching totals after the inning is over. All right, here's Brunette facing Freehand. 6-5, that's another ballpark check. So we bring in Anaheim Stadium. The result is a 5-6. That's a fly to right. So 1 away. And that brings up Dick McCullough. 3-5. 3-5 is a range play. So we're checking the range of one of the fielders. 5-2 is a question mark 8. That's an 18. Question mark 8 against a lefty is above the 9 range. 18's higher than 9, so it's a fly to center, but we're checking the range because it might drop in anyway. Center fielder Cardinal's a 4. If this is a 4 or less, he makes the play. And he does. So Cardinal makes the grab, 2 down. And now the pinch hitter, Mickey Stanley. Against Brunette. 4-4 is a potential walk. That's a 10. His walk against lefties is a 14. -1 from the stadium is a 13, but 10 is still less than that. So Mickey Stanley, a pinch hit walk. Now his attempt rating is a 3. -1 for Brunette makes it a 2. So we'll see if he can get a jump. And he does not. So Mickey Stanley will hold firm where he is, and Don Wirt will step up. 6-3. 6-3 is a blank against a right-hander. Would have been a K+ against a lefty. So we move on to Wirt's card. 5-3, and that's a single pass center or single out to center field. And we'll check base runner advancement on the S8. S8 to go from first to third is a -1, but there are 2 outs, so you get the +1 to cancel that out. Stanley's BR rating is a 4. So we got a 4 here. Let's check the center fielder arm. Cardinel's a -1. So the safe range is a 3 or less. So we're going to roll both these dice. If the red die is a 3 or less, he is safe. 4 or 5, he holds. 6, he's going to be out. 2, he makes it. So he is safe. So Stanley gets to third base on that base hit by Wirt. So runners are at the corners. 2 down, and now Brunet has faced 28 batters, so he's certainly subject to fatigue at this point. His fatigue roll is a 1-3 and a 6-4. Those are the 2 areas where his fatigue can get him. We're going to see if they can get through this last out and try to get him through this inning. 3-3, Brunet, 3-3 is a hit by pitch, but that's not going to happen with Trzaskowski. Trzaskowski's card, 3-4, fly to left, that's going to end the inning. So Brunet makes it through 8, or Brunette makes it through 8 rather, and he will be done for the day. He's done yeoman work and will give way to the bullpen. Speaking of bullpens, the Tigers need their bullpen because they pinch hit for Denny McLain. So the Tigers are going to their bullpen, and with righties coming up for the Angels, they will go to Dave Wickersham. So Dave Wickersham, the right-hander, is on 4-5, 4 saves, 2.74 ERA. So Wickersham is on. Do the totals on McLain. He gave up the home run. He gave up 2 runs. Both were earned. Let's check his hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits. And actually that 1 run was not earned. It was an error there. I forgot about that. So 7 hits. Walks and strikeouts. Let's see about walks and strikeouts. He walked 1. And that was it. So good control. Struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got him for 5 strikeouts. So unofficially, 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, a walk and 5 strikeouts, and the home run to Mincher. So Wickersham is on, and he will be facing Reichert, Mincher, and Cardinal here in the bottom of the 8th, trying to keep the score at 2-1 for the Tigers. Wickersham, 4-5. 4-5 is a blank, so we go to Reichert's card. 3-6. 3-6 is a ground ball to second, and that's 1 away. Brings up Don Mincher. Mincher, 4-5. 4-5 is another blank, so we go to Mincher's card. He's already homered once. 1-4, he's going to hit a single to pass second base. He is 3 for 4 is Don Mincher. Again, he's got an H for his attempt, so no stolen base attempt. Here's Cardinal. 4-6. 4-6 is another blank, so we go to Cardinal's card. 1-3, that's a fly to right. That's 2 down for Buck Rogers. And Minnie Rojas is in the Angel bullpen. He's their closer. 6-4 for Wickersham is a strikeout chance. That's a 9, though, and that's only an 8. Minus the 1 is a 7, so 9's above that. No strikeout. Buck Rogers, 5-4. That's another fly to right to end the inning. So Wickersham does his job. Keeps the Angels within striking distance at 2-1. And now the Angels will go to their closer, Minnie Rojas. He'll be looking to get it done on behalf of George Brunet and finish this thing off. So we get Minnie Rojas. And Rojas, 12-9, 2.52 ERA, and 27 saves. So Minnie Rojas will be coming on. Brunet goes 8 innings, gives up 1 run, which was the homer. That's the only run he gave up, was the home run to K-Line. Check his hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Got him walking 2, I believe. It's a walk here and a walk there. That's it. Just 2 walks. And he struck out Not that many. One. Just had him for one strikeout. The only guy he struck out was Norm Cash. So just one strikeout, but still very effective. And now we go to the top of the ninth. It'll be Norm Cash, Al Kaline, Jim Northrup, heart of the order for the Tigers. 1-4 off Mini Rojas is blank, so we go to Cash's card. Finish the at-bat. We get a 6-6, and that's a single pass second. So Norm Cash, a leadoff single, and the tying run is now on base. He's an attempt of 1, so we'll make sure there's no shenanigans there. And there's not. So Cash is aboard. And here's Kaline. He homered in his last at-bat. 1-1 is a potential wild pitch. The wild pitch rating is a 1-13. That's a 10, so it is a wild pitch by Rojas. And that puts the winning run in, or the tying run rather, in scoring position. Kaline back to the plate again. 1-6 is the ballpark card. So we bring in Anaheim Stadium on the ballpark. We get a 5-3, and a 5-3 is a blank, which means we're going to the rare play chart with runners on base. So we bring up the rare play chart. There's one side with bases empty, and there's one side with runners on base. We'll 2 D6s and read the red column and the white column. So that is a 12, 1-2, a 12. 1-2 says there's less than 2 out, grounder to second who flips to short for the pivot, but he is upended by the base runner, check shortstop for injury. Well, there's no pivot to do because there's not anybody, there's no reason to flip there because there's no four. So I'm just going to ignore that. That's only if it's got, that really should be if it's a guy on first, not a guy on second. So we're just going to re-roll everything since that play really was not applicable. 6-5 is a strikeout. That's applicable. Kaline, though, strikeout very low. 13's way more than that. Kaline, 1-1 is a fly to left. That's one away. Now, on a fly to left, you cannot tag up and go to third, so the runner on second had to hold. Here's Northrup. 5-5 is a walk chance. 10, his walk rating's an 8, -1 is a 7. 10's above that, so no walk. Northrup, 5-1, he flies to right. Now the runner can attempt to go to third on a fly to right, and you do that by simply doing the BR rating. So the BR rating minus the arm rating of the right fielder. So the BR rating of Norm Cash is a 2. Right fielder's arm haul is a +1. That gives him a 3. So a 3 or less, he will make it to third base. However, if he's thrown out, the game's over. And there's no really advantage. You might as well keep him there. It would be silly to make the last out at third base. Now, Gates Brown is up because Willie Horton's injured. He's had to play left field. But do you leave him in or do you pinch hit for him? I think since you got a right-handed pitcher in there, they're going to leave Gates Brown in. So Gates Brown's going to hit against Mini Rojas. We had a 4-4. That's an error on a grounder, possibly. If there's a ground ball, it's a potential for an error. Gates Brown, 4-4 again. It is a ground ball to second. There is a chance for an error. And the fact that this is a 2 means it's most likely going to be an error. Canop is an error rating of 4, but 2 is less than 4, so it will be an error. That's a one-base error. It's not a throwing error. It's just a one-base error. So that's going to move the runner to third. So that's I guess a potential. You could have tried to get the guy to third. The error would have scored him, but you don't know all these things when you're playing. If you get thrown on the bases, people think you're crazy. So runners are at the corners with 2 outs for Bill Freehand and Mini Rojas trying to protect that lead and finish things off. 3-2. 3-2 is an error on a throw if a throw is necessary. On error chance, I should say. 3-3 is a single pass left field. That's going to tie the game. A single to left. No throw is necessary because the run on first is not going to try for third on the ball hit to left field because the chances of that are almost nil. So Freehand base hit. Gates Brown. Well, I don't know. Gates Brown runs at a 3. Let's check this out. He runs at a 3. Single to left, though, is a -2, but there are 2 outs. That's actually a -1. So that would make it a 2. And then the left fielder arm, Reichart, is a 0. Yeah, I don't think you want to try that. So we do have a tie game, though. Bill Freehand took care of that, and now the win has been taken away from Brunette. Here's McAuliffe, 6-1 against Rojas, strikeout chance, and 7 will be a strikeout, but too little too late as the Tigers tie the game here in the top of the 9th off of the closer, Minnie Rojas. And now the Angels will try to win it on their own as Wickersham is still back out there for his second inning of work. It'll be Knopp and then a new pitcher, or pinch hitter rather, for Rojas. And the pinch hitter is going to be Jay Johnstone, I think. Check their bench. Actually, the pinch hitter is going to be Bubba Morton. So Bubba Morton's going to pinch hit for Knopp. I'm sorry, for the pitcher. So it's Knopp and then it's Bubba Morton pinch hitting for Rojas. And they'll need a new pitcher for the 10th if it gets that far. All right, so Wickersham is in. And Wickersham only faced 4 batters, so he's good to go. He's got a relief rating of 9. So here's Knopp. Bottom of the 9th, tied at 2. And we get a 1-4, and that's a wild pitch, which in this case means a foul ball. Go back to Wickersham. 4-6 is blank, so we go to Knopp. 5-3 is a double to right field. Look at that. Bobby Knopp, a double to right field. It was his error that opened the floodgate and opened up that run to score, so he's trying to rake restitution for that error, and he's done so with a double. So he's on second base with a double, and here's Bubba Morton. They could walk Morton intentionally and set up a force play if they choose. And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to intentionally walk the pinch hitter Morton, try to set up that double play to get out of this jam. Here's Paul Shaw. 3-4 for Wickersham is a double question mark, and against a righty, a star line is 1-3. That's a 1, so we got a star line. We got an automatic out. Let's see what the automatic out is. It's a 4, which in this case is a ground ball to short, so chance for a double play. That's a 2. Second base pivot. McAuliffe's a 0. So 1-2, we got a double play. And we do. It's a double play. How about that? So the strategy paid off. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. Runner will move to third base now with 2 outs. So Knopp's at third, but now there are 2 outs. It's going to take a 2-out hit from Fregosi to win the game against Wickersham. 6-1 is a potential walk, but 12's too much. His walk's only 11, -1 is a 10, so 12's too much. Go to Fregosi. 3-5 for Fregosi, and he grounds to second. That's going to end the inning. We're going to extra frames. I seem to have a lot of extra inning games for some reason. Why should this not be any different? All right, so that's it for Wickersham. He's set to lead off the top of the 10th. So Wickersham did very well. 2 innings, pitched, gave up 2 hits, no runs, which was the most important, obviously. And let's see, he walked 1, but that was intentional. And no strikeouts, but that's okay by them. So we go to the 10th, and we need a new pitcher for the Angels as their closer blew the save. So now they have to dig deep into their bullpen again, and they're going to get right-hander Pete Semino. So right-hander Pete Semino is in to start the 10th, and Rojas goes 1 inning, gives up a run. It's unearned because of the error. Did give up 2 hits, and let's see, 1 strikeout. All right, so now we start the top of the 10th, and we need a pinch hitter for the Tigers. We already used Mickey Stanley, so let's see who else they have on the bench. They have not much. They have Jerry Lumpy. Probably about the best they have left is Jerry Lumpy. So they're going to go with Jerry Lumpy as a pinch hitter for the pitcher to start the 10th. Jerry Lumpy. Semino, 5-1 is a strikeout chance. That's a 2. Well within the 6. Even if the -1 makes it a 5, 2 is still less than that. So it is a strikeout. So Lumpy strikes out as a pinch hitter. 1 away, and that brings us back to the top of the order, and Don Wirt. 3-4. Semino, 3-4 is a blank against a righty. Against the lefty, strikeout. Blank against the righty. Wirt, 5-4. 5-4 is a question mark 8. We come up here against right-handers, anything 1 to 8, and he gets on. That's a 12, so it's out of this range, so it's going to be a fly to center. So fly to center for out number 2. Brings up Trzeski. Krzyzewski a 6-1 on Semino's range play. And that's a 1-1. It's a fly to right, so we're checking the range of the right fielder. In this case, that's Jimmy Hall. He's only a range of 2. Has to be a 2 or less. And it is the 1. He got it. So Jimmy Hall makes the play. We go to the bottom of the 10th. We need a new pitcher for the Tigers, as Wickersham was pinch hit for. So we'll go to the Tiger bullpen, see who they have available. In their bullpen, they're going to come out with, let's see, who's coming up for the Angels. They got Jimmy Hall, a lefty. Got a couple lefties coming up, so they're going to go to the bullpen for a lefty. And they're going to go for, wow, who do they have as a short reliever that's a lefty? They do happen to have Hank Aguirre, and that's who they're going to go for. Hank Aguirre, a lefty. So Hank Aguirre is going to come on to pitch, and he'll be facing Hall, Reichert, and Minchert. Here in the bottom of the 10th, tied at 2. 6-2 for Aguirre is it would have been a star line against a righty. Against a lefty, it's blank. So kind of reversed. 3-6 for Hall. He's going to fly to center, 1 away. That brings up Rick Reichert. 3-3 is a blank. Against the lefty, it was a K+, but against the righty, it's a blank, so we go to Reichert's card. 1-4 is a pop-up to first, handled by Cash, 2 down. So 1 out away from the 11th inning, although Minchard has homered in this game. 4-5. 4-5 is a possible hit by pitch. He's got a hit by pitch of 5, but it's a -10 here. And that way there's no hit by pitch. 1-4 for Mincher as a single past second. So Mincher's his 4th hit of the game. He has homered and singled 3 times. So he's been the hot hitter for sure. Here's Cardinal. 3-5 against Aguirre. Range play. So range play. 6-2 is a star line 6, which is a ground ball to third. So it's a range play on Don Wirt. His range, though, is a 4. So anything other than a 5 or 6, he makes the catch or makes the play, and he does. So that's going to end the inning. So we go to the 11th. Still 2-2. Semino will be back out. He can go 2 innings for sure. He'll be facing Cash, K-Line, and Northrop. 6-6 is a ballpark check. So we go to Anaheim Stadium. And we get a 2-6, which is a star line 5, which is a ground ball to second. So there's 1 away. Norm Cash is out of there. Here's K-Line. Semino, a 5-3. That's a home run chance, a straight-up home run chance right here. K-Line's already homered once, but he won't homer this time. He's got a 14 against a righty. That's a 17, so he's going to miss the home run. Had he been facing a lefty, he would have gotten the home run. So we finished the at-bat on K-Line's card. 4-6, he's going to fly to center. So deep fly to center, but out number 2 for Jim Northrop. 3-2, strikeout chance. 12 is too much. So we go to Northrop's card. 1-2 is a question mark 7, which means we're checking right here. A 15 or less, he gets a hit. That is a 15, which that relates to a triple. 12 to 15 has a T here. That means it's a triple. So that's a triple to left field for Jim Northrop. Opposite field triple. A 2-out triple. And now it's up to Gates Brown to get the run home. 2-2 is or a wild pitch could do it. That's a potential wild pitch. His wild pitch rating only goes up to 8, and the pass ball rating goes to 11. That's a 15. So no wild pitch. It's a foul ball. We go back to Semino's card. 3-3. Up against the lefty, that's a home run chance. But Gates Brown's only a 7. That's a 10. So no home run. So we finish the bat on Gates Brown's card. 6-1, he flies to right, and that's going to end the inning. So close but no cigar for the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Still tied at 2. That's going to be it for Semino. And Hank Aguirre comes out for his 2nd inning of work. It'll be Rogers, Knopp, and a pinch hitter for Semino. 1-1 is a strikeout chance. 8 would be a strikeout, but just subtract 1 from the stadium, so no strikeout. 3-2, question mark 7. Against a lefty, has to be a 4 or less. That's a 2. So that's a single for Bob Rogers or Buck Rogers. He singles. to start things off. His attempt is a 1, and it's a +1 for Aguirre, so a 2 he could do something. And he does, so it's a steal attempt. Because he has an attempt of 1, and he's got a stolen base, adding 1, that means a 2, and he found it. So we're going to do a stolen base attempt for Buck Rogers, but it doesn't look too good. He's a 4. You add 1 for Aguirre, makes him a 5, but then with free hands, it's actually a +1 there, so it's a 6. So 1 to 6, he's safe. And he is as a 5, so how do you like that? Catcher Bob Rogers singles and steals second base. Unbelievable. So he is in scoring position for Bobby Knopp. Hank Aguirre to Knopp for 3. Possible error if there's a ground ball. 6-4. Question mark 8 again. Against a lefty, it goes up to 11, but that's a 13. So it's simply a fly to center. Now the runner, I don't believe there's any. A fly to center, subtract 3 from the BR rating, so he can't make it to second or to third base. He has to hold. So there's one away as Knopp flies out. And now the pinch hitter coming up for the Angels. They've already used Bubba Morton, so now they turn to, they don't have much. They've got Orlando McFarland. They got Jay Johnstone, but Johnstone's a lefty. I guess they're going to have to go with Johnstone. They don't have much else. So they're going to go with Johnstone, even though he's a lefty, because they just don't have a whole lot on the bench. So Jay Johnstone, pinch hitter. And Johnstone with a runner at second and 1 out. It's Aguirre. 6-2 against a right-hander, been a star line, but since it's a left-hander, it's a blank. So the Angels catch a break. Here's Johnstone, 3-6. He's going to ground to second. That's going to move the runner to third. Actually, that should be down here, because I'm already down to that extra block already. So it's ground ball to second. That will move Rogers to third now with 2 outs. So 2 outs, runner at third. It's up to Paul Shaw to bring home the winning run. 5-6, strikeout chance. That's a 1. He will not do it. He strikes out. And we go to the 12th. And my propensity for extra inning games seems to continue. New pitcher coming in for the Angels. So we've used Rojas and we've used Semino. So now they got to turn to somebody else out of the bullpen. And let's see who that might be. Looks like they're going to go to Jorge Rubio. So Jorge, no, actually he's a starter. My bad. Can't use him. He's a starter. We can go, however, to Bill Kelso. So Bill Kelso is your new pitcher. Bill Kelso, 5-3, 2.97 ERA and 11 saves. So that's probably the better move anyway. So Bill Kelso. Hey Dominic, how are you doing? Let's see here. For Semino, he went 2 innings. I trying to get past these extra inning games, but it just won't let me. 1 hit, and I really want to eat dinner, but I want to finish this game too at the same time. 1 hit, 1 strikeout, nothing else. All right, so Kelso will be in to face Freehand, McCullough, and a pinch hitter for Aguirre. Aguirre finishes with 2 innings pitched, and he gave up 2 hits, and that was it. No runs. Did get a strikeout. And I don't think he didn't walk anybody. All right, so we need a pinch hitter for the Tigers as well, so to get them all straight. First things first, though, is Bill Freehand. He will lead off against Kelso. That is a 6-4. That's an error on a grounder, possibly. 6-4 again is a fly to center, so no error. 1 away, and that brings up Dick McAuliffe. McAuliffe, a 2-5. And that's a single if he's tired. He's treated as a blank otherwise, so it's a blank. McAuliffe, a 1-3. He's going to ground to second. So 2 up, 2 down, and now we need a pinch hitter. And like I said, they don't have a whole lot. They used Jerry Lumpy last time. That tells you how bad they are. They got Jim Price, backup catcher, so they're going to use Jim Price. They're going to see if the price is right. Jim Price will be on to pinch hit. 2 outs and the base is clear against Kelso. 4-5. Strikeout chance. It's only a 6, so 11's too much. 2-6. He's going to single past third base. So how do you like that? Pinch hit single by Price. He does not have an attempt rating, so he will not steal. But Don Wirtz, the batter. 3-5 against Kelso. 3-5 is a home run question mark. That is a 17. That is outside of the 15 range, so no home run chance. Finish on Wirtz card. 3-5 is a star line 2, which is a fly to center, and the inning is over. So nothing doing here in the 12th for the Tigers. And now we'll get a new pitcher for the Tigers as pinch hitter Price was unable to do it for Aguirre. So now we need a new pitcher for the Tigers. Go to their bullpen, see who they have available. Starting to get down to the nitty-gritty now because you're getting scrub time. Let's see. Fregosi is up. Well, actually, they're going to use Fred Gladding. He's normally their closer, but they're going to go ahead and use him. Fred Gladding will be on, and he will face Fregosi. So Fred Gladding, 6-4, 1.99 ERA, and 12 saves. Fred Gladding. 2-3. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. 15, though, is too much. 4-1. Ground ball to third. One away. Well, I didn't want a 2-minute video, but now it looks like it's turning into over an hour because of the length of this game. All right, 5-2. It's just, you never know about these things. Error on a throw possibility. 5-3 is a ground ball to second. Checking the error on throw, but 17 is way above the error rating of 10, which McCullough has. So even a high rate of error is a 10. 17 was no problem. It's too high for that. No error. Here's Rick Reichart. Gladding, 5-6 is a strikeout chance, and that's a 1, so he's gone. Struck him out. So we go to the 13th, and still 2-2. So blame it all on Bobby Knopp. His error in the 9th is what cost them a run and keeps this game progressing further. And here's Trzewiski, 5-3 against Kelso. Trzewiski's a righty, so that is a blank. So go to Trzewiski's card. 4-2, single pass center, or single out to center, I should say. So leadoff single by Trzewiski. He's got an attempt of 1, but a +2 from Kelso makes that a 3. So we'll do the strategy roll, and we get to 13, so nothing's happening. Norm Cash is not a bunter, so he's not going to bunt. He's going to swing away. Kelso, 4-1's a strikeout chance. 13's too much. We go to Cash's card. Cash, a 6-2. He's going to single pass first base. So the Tigers have something cooking. Let's check the base runner advancement on an S3. To get from first to third, all you need is a 2. And the BR rating of Trzewiski's a 3, so he does make it to third base with nobody out. So runners on the corners, nobody out. And now the infield's got to come in, choke off that run. Here's K-line. Dangerous guy to come in on. 4-5 is a strikeout chance. 7, though, is too much. Here's K-line. 3-3. Fly ball to left. Could be a could be a sacrifice fly. He's got a sacrifice fly rating of 2. If it's a 1 or 2, it's a sac fly. It's not. So now we're going to check the BR ratings to see if he can score anyway. So the runner on third is Trzewiski. He's got a BR of 3. The left fielder, Reichard, has a 0. So a 3 or less on the red die, and he makes it. 4 he has to hold, so he will not make it. He had to hold, was not deep enough. So 1 away on the fly to left. That brings up Northrop. 4-1 is another strikeout chance, but 19's way too high. Northrop, 3-2. Single pass first. That will break the tie ball game. Base hit. And with that being over there, that's going to move Cash to third. So runners are on the corners again, but the Angels have broken through. They now lead it 3. I'm sorry, the Tigers have broken through. They now lead it 3-2. Now my battery's getting ready to run out on me, so I need to plug that in before the video cuts off. All right, here we go. Here's Kelso to Gates Brown. 3-5. 3-5 is a potential home run. That is a 9, which passes the home run check. So now we're going to Gates Brown. If this is a 7 or less, it's a 12. So no home run. Finish the at bat on Gates Brown. 4-6. 4-6 is a fly to left. Could be another sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 2. Not going to happen, but check the BR rating of the runner, Cash. His BR is a 2. So if this is a 1 or 2, he can still score. He cannot. He has to hold. So shallow fly to left holds the runner. 2 down for Don Wirt. Kelso 5-5. Blank against a righty. 5-3. Single pass short, or single out to center, I should say. It's going to score a second run. So the Angels now fall behind 4-2 to the Tigers as Bill Kelso's giving it up. It's crap in the bed, as they say. Runner on first, Northrop is a 4. To get from first to third on a single to center, you lose 1, but then there's 2 outs, so you gain 1, so it's a 4 total. So if it's a 4 or less, he makes it. It's a 6, so that means he's out. So he's out. So he's out going from first to third, call it 8-5. And the damage, but the damage is still done. 2 runs are in for the Tigers. And Gladding will come out now and try to close the deal. He's going to have to do so against Don Mincher and company. Mincher's 4 for 5 with a home run. 2-3 is a strikeout chance. 6 falls within the range. It's an 8, -1's a 7, but 6 is still below that. So a strikeout it is for Mincher. The Tigers 2 outs away from winning this marathon. 3-3 for Gladding's a strikeout chance. That's a 1. That's definitely less than the 10. So another strikeout for Gladding. And that's going to be Buck Rogers or bust here. 2-3 is another strikeout chance. 11, though, is too much. We go to Buck Rogers. We get a 5-3, and that's a liner to first, and that's finally going to end the ball game. So a wild one here in Anaheim, here on opening day 1967. It is the Tigers winning by the score of 4-2. And let's see, let's finish up the line. Gladding gets the win. Kelso the loss. Gladding goes. Yeah, Brandon, I'm going to probably at some point do like a tutorial, and I'll do it taped so the quality is a little bit better, and I'll use the printed cards from Inside Pitch so you can see everything a little bit better. But I do plan on doing some sort of an extensive tutorial on Inside Pitch because I do enjoy the game so much. So we'll definitely be doing that at some point. Don't know when. Let's see here. So it went 12 innings. So that means Gladding went 13 innings. I'm sorry. He went 2 innings there. All right. So Gladding gave up a single, and that was it. 1 hit. No runs. And let's see, he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4. So Gladding was the man. So it's 9, 10, 12 hits. So 2 runs, 12 hits, and an error for the Angels. And for the Tigers, let's see how many hits they got off Kelso in those 2 innings. Kelso, in 2 innings, gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. And the 2 runs, which were earned. So that's 13 total. Walks and strikeouts, he didn't do either one. So there's your final line score for the Tigers. 4 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error. For the Angels, 2 runs, 12 hits, and 1 error. Winning pitcher was Fred Gladding. The loser was Bill Kelso. That's opening day, April 11th, 1967. Inside Pitch style with the PDF version of the cards. So, again, the printed set is much nicer. Pull out a printed set stadium card so you can take a look at that. Side, see if you can tell the difference. I'll hold them up closer. See if you can tell the difference on camera about the size is a little bit different. Obviously, the glossiness is there and so forth, but the PDFs are good enough for me because I get the information I need off of them. All right, so I really do appreciate you guys hanging with me through all this. Like I said, one of these days I'm gonna have a 9-inning game and be done with it. But lately here it's been extra inning city around here. Don't know what the cause of it is. It just happened that way. It's just the way it turns out. So again, thank you for joining me on this broadcast. And we at least now have a clear-cut winner on May Madness because I did make that error and I wanted to clear up that oversight and get that corrected. So there was no, tainted victory there. So we got that officially in the now finally. And time for me to get going. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And as usual, I will see you all down the road.